Hey y'all, Fat Man Outdoors. Hey, if you liked the video, click that like button and click subscribe so that you'll get notifications whenever we post new content. Appreciate you watching. This is the Fat Man. I'm gone. Hey y'all, Fat Man Outdoors. We're back for the last episode of putting together the rounds for the HWM 357-38. I've got now some 357 cases, just like the 38 cases that we got in the last episode. They're all mixed brass. They're range pickups. They have not been through a Virex to be cleaned. Only thing I've done is look down in them, made sure there's no crud like gravels or dirt or some kind of furry critters living down in there. We're going to run them through the resizer, and we're going to decap them, and then we're going to prime them and charge them and put a bullet on them and get them cramped up and have us some good ammunition to protect ourselves in the coming apocalypse. Hope don't need them. But anyway, all I'm going to do is I set up this die exactly the same way that I would to set up a full-length resizer die for 38 special. This will do the whole deal, and it'll decap. The only ones you have to do different are the ones that come after this. Each one of them's got a little bit different adjustment that you have to initially set it up for. Instead of for the 38, when you go for the 357, they have to be backed out a little bit. I won't really get into that because I'm not really supposed to, because YouTube kind of frowns on us actually showing how to do stuff when you're reloading. So I'm not going to do that. But I will do this. I'll say this. Inside your reloading dies, any brand you get should come with a booklet that tells you how to set it up for the calibers that it's made to load. Okay, and it should also give you, it's like the Lee does, it gives you some loading data, not a whole bunch, but enough that can more than likely get you through to where you need to go and show you some very important stuff like the type of primer that you need to use and the maximum length and the trim length of your case, stuff like that. It may not necessarily tell you all of the powders under all of the bullet weights you can use, but it'll give you a lot of stuff just in general stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to resize these and do everything I got to do and get them put together. And if there's something I think of while I'm doing all this that I just need to pop up and talk to y'all for a second, I'll do that. But if not, the next time you see me, we'll be down at the other end of the table doing the plunk test on making sure all the rounds that we just did are going to go into the cylinder good and they're going to fit everything. And then that way we can take them to the range and see what's what. See y'all in a bit. One other thing I want to tell you guys, in this Lee Deluxe set, the resizing die has a carbide insert. That means we ain't got to lube our cases. We can just stick them right in there and resize them. That's such a great help. Thank you, Lee. Well, alright y'all. I got all 21 cases of the mixed brass 357 Magnum loaded with the 140 grain semi-wad cutter. I set them over 4.5 grains of red dot powder. I know everybody's going to start screaming, man, that's too fast for 357 Magnum. That powder burns real fast. As long as you stay inside the power curve, you're going to be fine. It's not recommended to load 357 Magnums with red dot, but as long as you stay down there and you don't start trying to climb, because I've heard everybody say you can go anywhere from 3.6 all the way up to 6.8. And let me tell you something. I've reloaded for a little while and I've put a lot of rounds together. No way is this old fat boy going above 5 in a 357 Magnum with red dot. Not going to happen. It's too unpredictable. It's very, very volatile, and you can have parts of that gun permanently embedded in you if you ain't real careful. But the thing that I wanted to talk to you about more than anything, because I'm 100% convinced the ammo is safe. I'm not worried about that. What I wanted to show you was, if you look right here, I'll hold it over to the camera where you can see it better. You can't see hardly a bit of difference at all in the 38s versus 357 Magnums. Okay, the 357 Magnums are seated case overall or cartridge overall length is a maximum of 1.590. These are at 1.585. And these 38 specials, the maximum cartridge length is 1.55, and these are at 1.54. But that's all the difference. The difference is the charge. On a 38, even if it's 38 plus P plus, you're still not all the way up into that magnum range of where you're going to be getting 12, 13, 1400 feet a second. You don't want to try to do that with red dot powder. You just want to be able to load a load that you're going to plink with, or it's going to be an emergency load like this scenario is. It's the only thing you can get, then it'll work. But if you start trying to jump up there and trying to get Olympic accuracy and Clint Eastwood lethal impact stuff, then you're going to be in real trouble, because you're probably going to hurt yourself as bad as the target that you were shooting at with the gun. But I just wanted to show you that, and I'm going to get my calipers out here. Make sure they're zeroed. All right. I'm going to pull one of the 357s. Remember, 1.590. That's, hope you can see that, 1.5845. Okay. I'm going to put that one right there, and then I'm going to pull this one out. And this is one of the 38s. It's supposed to be maximum of 1.55. I hope you can see that. 1.540. Now, I'm going to hold them side by side. This round that I just measured and this round that I just measured at 357. And get them as level as I can on my fingers. There's almost no difference in the length. It's just minuscule, just enough to where the industry standard will keep this 357 round from going in the chamber of a 38 special round, or 38 special chamber, so that you don't overpressure a gun. It's not designed to take magnum rounds. The big difference is the charge. The charge that gets put in those longer 357 cases has got about 1/8 of an inch more of powder capacity, and you can take some powder, say like H1110 or 7400, and you can push filling the case. I mean, there's some guys that shoot 15, 16. I have heard stories of 1700 feet a second out of a lever action 357 Magnum. I wouldn't want to load one that hot. That's screaming. I mean, that's absolutely getting down the pipe. But the big thing is the pudding test. Will they fit? Let's see. So we already tested all of the 38s. Let's see how some of these 357s do. Ooh, that was nice. Plunk. Just drops right in there. Look at that. And the reason they just drop right in there, I know y'all hear me harping about this thing all the time. That Lee factory cramp die. If it goes in that die and it comes back out that die, I'm telling you, it'll fit in the chamber. Guys, I hope y'all enjoyed this whole video series. I enjoyed making it. It's been something that's been in the discussion board here in my reloading shop and with everybody that I deal with on the channel for some time, because there's been a lot of questions, what you can and what you can't do. Now, listen very carefully to this part, because it is a public service announcement from the Fat Man. This video, this series of videos, is meant for entertainment purposes only. I do me, you do you. Get a reloading manual like this one. At least one, 2 or 3 if you can get them. I've got a stack. Every time that you load, you go in this book, you try to figure out what you want to do, and if you can't find it in one of these books that's proven data that it'll work, I recommend you don't even think about it. Because it's not worth it, guys. You blow yourself up, or you go to the range and you hand your buddy your firearm and it's got ammo in it that you loaded. Understand this real good. Again, listen real close. You are criminally as well as financially liable anytime that you pull that handle on that reloader and make ammo and hand it to somebody else and let them shoot. You will get somebody hurt doing stuff outside the lines. 99% of the time, if you reload and stay within this book, I'd say 99.9%, you'll be just fine. As long as you don't push going too far, as long as you look at your components, check your brass, check the diameter of your bullets, like on these revolvers, check your cylinder throats, and don't do stuff that's outside the lines. I did this because I've done this for a while and I understand what I was doing with the red dot, because I've worked with red dot a lot and all kinds of different ammo. Again, it's not recommended. It's something you should not say, I'm going to make a practice of doing this. But it was just pretty neat to do, to see if I could take the bare guts minimum, starting from wheel weights and brass I picked up off of the range, to coming in here in the shop and with a minimalistic kind of view, making ammo that will fit in a gun and will function in the gun. So guys, we'll be taking this gun and this ammo and a few other guns to the range probably tomorrow or day after, and I'll get you a video of that and show you how everything works out with it. But again, I just want to thank everybody for watching this video, and I hope you enjoyed it. And if you have any questions, ask down in the comments. I enjoy answering your questions. If you have something, I'll do my best. Again, I'm not going to say this is gospel and put myself in a position to be liable, but just if you ask me a question and you don't have a reloading manual, I'll get my manual down and I'll show it to you. I'll show you what the book says, and then you go from there. But guys, I hope you enjoyed this. I enjoy making these videos for y'all. It's been a pretty interesting little video. Been kind of strange, instead of doing everything real clean and neat and down to precision way, instead of getting in here and okay, what's under here and what can I find here and what can I get there. It's been interesting. One thing I did find though that kind of spoofed me. I was looking in the Lee reloading manual, and it's the one that was published in 2017, so it's fairly recent. Those 357s don't call for a magnum pistol primer. They just call for a small pistol primer. Now what you're seeing there is the specs out of the Lee 2nd edition 2017 publishing reloading book. You notice there on the bottom left, it doesn't say magnum primer. It just says small pistol primer. A lot of folks want to load with a small magnum pistol primer. You don't need that. I mean, if you're going to get up in some of the higher stuff, you're going to be shooting in a rifle or something, but in a pistol, small pistol primers work out great. And just so happened on this episode of We Got to Get Some Bullets Together because the zombies are coming, small pistol primers, that's what we got. That kind of shocked me. But I guess if you're going to get up and start loading pressures to where you're going to be using a lot of powder and you need to ignite it fast so you can build a lot of pressure, then those magnum primers would probably work. But wasn't required, and I just happened to have one box of small pistol primers laying around, and that's what I loaded these 38s and these 357 bolts with. So, been pretty interesting. I like this little video. Well guys, I'll see you in the next one. This is the Fat Man. I'm gone.